Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Reservations for One with Bills. I am Bills. Back with another episode. This week, I got a special guest, a real special guest. I've known this guy a real long time. Since maybe about, he was 0 years old. Because he's my nephew, my boy. He's more like my brother, like, cause we close in age, so it's more like, we're more like big, but would you consider me more like a,
Yeah, like my older brother.
yeah, right. So we got like this, huh? But it's my boy right here, man. I love when this guy comes into town, and he just boosts my spirits up, man. It give me such a nostalgia feeling, man. You remember we used to be staying up late night till like 4:30 in the morning. We like 9, 12 years old playing video games till
Eating
4:30
candy
in
and
the
shit.
morning, right? Living. We had a good childhood. Would you say you enjoyed your childhood?
The childhood was fine. Teenage years get kind of rough and shit, but
Yeah, that's a fact. Because especially in New York City, as soon as you become, even before you were a teenager, you were a grown man.
like
Yeah.
11, 12, you're an adult, like legally, like you can go to the store and buy cigarettes and beer for your parents and shit.
Right? You gotta handle yourself. You gotta. I tell people, I've been a grown man my whole entire life. Like I remember dressing and taking myself to school since I was probably like in second, third grade. I'm dressing myself, waking myself up in the morning for school, making my own breakfast. Like New York City is just too fast out here.
Nah, facts. That was my life. I used to take my brother to school across town from like Flatbush to Canarsie on the bus, the 82 to the 17, which is the worst bus in Brooklyn. The 17 is the worst bus.
Yo, that is bad dangerous. Taking the bus that far. How old were you? Like,
I was like 19, it's like in the 5th grade,
right.
like with the Metro card.
Right, New York City. The fact that you that young traveling on mass transit by yourself in New York City is crazy.
With grown people and homeless people
Yeah,
and
that's
serial
a
killers.
fact. Just
You don't know who you getting on the bus with. And then the Bible people, it's anybody
Hey,
on the bus
listen,
in the morning.
don't talk about the Bible people. You know your grandfather's a Bible person.
Yeah, but he not on the bus
Yo,
preaching.
that's
That man has a building in the
yeah, but
chapel.
you ain't been through the trenches like I've been through the trenches. I remember when I was in junior high school and going out with him, we used to have to hand out Bibles. I mean, I'm grateful for it now, but at 12 years old, you don't want to be handing out sandwiches on a train and Bibles. We taking food to people's house. I'm knocking on the door. It's like my friends from junior high school, moms that's crackheads. We gonna take them food, trying to make them come to church. Like that was a rough time. That is the thing. Like,
That is the making of a serial killer. They're
That-
not clean. They're not
That's a
clean.
fact, boy. But that I feel like that did give me a lot of humility though, because I appreciate that I did that now, because it allowed me to be like like I'm gentle to everybody. Like I'm like one of the most understanding people. I'm like anybody could be going through anything and I will understand. Like I make excuses for people. Like yo, it's hard. Like when people complain to me about people, I'm like yo, you don't know. Like something could have happened, this and that. So it made me a little.
Humility is a hard thing to learn.
Yeah, it is.
That's a way to learn it.
Because I know plenty of people that do not have an inch of it, an ounce of it in them. No forgiveness, no trying to see nothing from other people's point of view. Think that everybody just make excuses, and that ain't no way to live.
Facts.
But what's up, man? My boy out here. What brings you to New York? People don't know. Tell them where you from.
I'm from East New York Boulevard.
No.
That direction.
Where you really from?
I'm from East New York Boulevard.
Boy, you
that
from
direction.
North Carolina.
I split my life 50-50. He's one of those haters,
Yeah, I be
like some people move down south when they 5 years old. That wasn't the case with me. I was like in high school. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, look, you spent enough time down there. You spent.
it's 50-50.
It's 50-50, but
It's 50-50.
so what you doing out here now?
Just here to check in, stop in, view the beautiful Sadderday store. See the location.
Yeah,
And
finally. Last time he came, he ain't even pull up at the store.
I had some errands to run.
Yeah, that's what you call it. That's what you call. That's what you call going on dates, running errands.
Going on. I mean, I was also in the studio.
Yeah, that's a fact.
I do music. I podcast as well. Sports Chasers podcast. So multimedia, like my uncle here, kind of runs in the family. But yeah, I had a couple things going.
Right. We actually got a song together. Y'all should go check it out on his It's on your first tape, right?
Yeah, I've been working.
It's called CLTJFK, and I definitely think I smoked him on it.
It was even.
Nah, I got the better.
It
one.
was even.
So but that's why I didn't give you a verse for this one. I was like, nah, yeah, the song you wanted me on, your verse was too fire. I was like, nah, I'm gonna just catch the next one. I'm ducking smoke. I just be doing a lot though. You feel me? I just put something out myself too. Yo, all right, I put something out last week, 2 weeks ago. Go listen to it. It's Path 2, the EP, part 2 to the Path EP that came out in 2007. Yeah, I just realized that's my fourth project I put out.
You had 4? See, I'm trying to catch you. I thought you was only at 3, but then I remembered, what did I forget? Sadderday Love Letter.
Yeah, right. But most of my shit got taken down. It's on SoundCloud, but I got. I'll discuss that another time. But they took me down off Apple Music of like 2 of like Path and what you call it. So,
Yeah.
But man, we definitely gonna get something done together. Me and you gonna have to put out a tape before the year end.
That's a fact.
I'm trying to drop 2-3 more times because I feel like that's where that's how you get the motion now, having the most music out and then promoting it. So when somebody finds you, they like when I like a new artist, I'll listen to about 30 songs to see how much of I like.
I like to go back and study, but yeah, that's why I'm up here because I just dropped in March last summer. That EP is out. Mike Mills the last summer. Go tap into that. But I got 2 projects I'm working on right now, and then possibly some other stuff. But we'll see.
So like, who you feel like you get music inspiration from? Like who is like your biggest influence in music?
I don't think musically I get my influence from one person because kind of I like different sounds. Like I like even when I lived in New York, I listened to music down south and the West Coast. But like I like how Jay-Z models how to be a rapper.
That's a fact.
He turned rapping into a 9 to 5 on the low.
Jay-Z is that's what I always say. Jay-Z is like the ultimate. He did everything you're supposed to do the way you're supposed to do it. So who's your top 3 artists of all time? Not that you make music like, but just like your favorite.
My favorite, if we go rap, my favorite 3 rappers of all time would be
just any musician.
Oh, any musician? All right, then let's go. We'll go Biggie.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
And then I'll say The Weeknd.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna go Ice Cube.
Biggie, The Weeknd, and Ice Cube. That's a good mixture. I got on The Weeknd late. Like I wasn't a Weeknd fan when he first came out.
Oh no, I was early on, man. Yeah. I was in the strip club singing The Weeknd with the strippers.
Yeah,
like it was like that.
I don't know why. I think like when it came out, so many people was praising it, and I was just like, what is this? Like when people set expectations so high, and then you hear something, and you be like, this is what y'all. But I admit I was wrong because I even went back and listened to those songs. And it was just because people set the expectations of it so high, I just had to be disappointed. Like, even if it was good, I just was going to be disappointed because it's just like a stupid thing that humans do. Like, oh, y'all said this is the greatest thing ever, now I don't like it. And then once I got to listen to it, like a year later, with my honest ear, without no expectations, I was like, oh, this shit is completely fire. So I was like on The Weeknd late.
I ain't like bro at first, and then I think I heard The Morning, and that's what did it for me. I said, whoa, hold on. And then it was kind of like the lifestyle I kind of like lived a little bit, kind of like I enjoy getting high and smoking, and vibing with women. You smoking and all he doing is doing drugs and being around beautiful women.
Yeah,
like,
right. That's how my son.
Who doesn't want to live like that?
You don't like The Weeknd? I was like, nah. It's like, bro, he lives like a life like you. Like that's when I was heavy on drugs and
then he was sad about it sometimes, and it's like it's okay to be sad about being around beautiful women and not being your sober self.
I apologize for. I mean, it's a couple artists that I didn't like. Bro, I didn't like Future at first, and now I
didn't either.
I think Future is one of the greatest artists I generation.
Absolutely, I went to the club and started liking Future.
Yeah, I like because I'm trying to think what's the first song I heard. I ain't really like Turn on the Lights, but people was like, nah, you gotta listen to some more Future, and then I started listening to more Future. And I was like, he all right. But then when he put out Throwaway, oh, man, Throwaway had me. I was going through it with my ex-girlfriend at the time. I done called her and left that on her voicemail. That was still like 2015 when voicemails were still popping. And I called and left that on her voicemail. And Throwaway got me through some tough, drastic times, So, yeah, Future's in my top. Where you rank him all time?
All time what? Like rappers?
Musicians.
I mean, I don't know. Somewhere. He's a great though. He's definitely a great. Definitely. It's just funny with me with, I don't know, because they try to blend all the genres now, and it's hard to with certain people. But I do appreciate that he can also rap really well on the low. Like
that's a fact. Bro.
Even like for the purest people, because them people, because he don't. Nah, he be spitting on the low sometimes.
Yeah, that's a fact. But even I'm trying to think my top. I got a top 5. I can't do top 3 musicians, but all my top 5 musicians are kind of like similar artists. Like they just rap about drugs and all women. So I like Future, Prince, Party Next Door. Party Next Door first two tapes do not get the recognition they deserve. Like Thirsty is going to be one of my wedding songs. Like that. That's on Party Next Door too. Party Next Door. Max B. Max B is definitely.
Shout out Frito Wave.
Yo, Max B. Max B is was ahead of his time. When I'm trying to think, and who like probably fifth Drake, Jay-Z or Drake. I just think Jay-Z's just like a great human. I just like he my top favorite human. I don't even consider him a rapper or musically. Like
it's hard to put like he's in my top 5, but like it's not just off rap ability. Like he turned rapping into like a job, like a 9 to 5. He showed you how to do it the right way.
Boy, he had me. Jay-Z had me in 11th grade wearing 3X button ups and baggy pants to the club because he said jerseys is over. I had mad jerseys. I was like, I ain't never wear a jersey again.
Jay-Z had me wearing the sweater on top of the button up.
Yo,
remember that era? The sweater on top of the button up was crazy.
Yeah, Jay-Z definitely hope. But and I like Ice Cube too. I feel like Ice Cube is. I said that in the last podcast. I feel like Ice Cube is one of the most underrated humans ever. Like. His contribution to just society is like underrated.
And the thing about how many rappers he gave us, if it wasn't for him, there would be no NWA, no Eazy-E.
That's a fact.
It wouldn't branch out the way it branched. So it's like,
and he doing movies. He wrote Friday. He
got a basketball league.
Yeah, he got a basketball league. He trying to help black people with he be meeting with the politicians and shit like that. And Ice Cube is definitely an underrated human. Who do you feel like? Or anything that you feel like is underrated. 3 things that you feel like is underrated.
3 things that I feel like is underrated.
I'll give you mine for reference. I said my top 3 was Jay-Z, barbecue sauce, and Ice Cube.
So, silence is underrated as fuck.
Yes, definitely.
Being outside is underrated as fuck. And not even just the whole entity of outside. Even if you outside partying or even if you just outside chilling. Being outside and being in the air in the open environment is underrated as fuck.
I definitely could get that. I feel like, right, especially because there's so much stuff you could do outside. You could sit in the grass. You could just walk around, breathe the air. It's just like, it's like this is how people lived before there was other houses.
Right, before they had TV and lights and Wi-Fi, motherfuckers just sat there.
That's how cavemen, the first people lived outside. You just picture being a caveman just walking like, I'm going to just sleep right here by this rock.
Go back in, right. And then being by yourself is underrated. Because sometimes, I don't want to say be a shut-in, but sometimes just being alone for a little bit and just looking at stuff, like not even just reading a book sometimes. Just being alone sometimes is underrated as fuck.
I could definitely agree with that, but I don't like being by myself. My mind races. I'm too crazy to be by myself.
That's why I smoke weed.
I start smoking. Now, that's even worse. I get to be by myself. I get to put in new people on my hit list. I get to, you feel me? I get to going left. I got the same birthday as Ted Bundy, so when I'm by myself, I get to be going. So
everybody got serial killer traits.
That's a fact.
Do you feel like you got yeah? Like mine is like I like warm beverages, like room temperature. Like I'll pour a cup of apple juice before I go to bed, take a nap, wake up, and I might tap it just because it's room temperature. Yeah, I'm serious. Like
you was tripping. That's a fact. You should be arrested for that.
That's a serial killer trait.
Don't nothing beat cold juice, like a cold. Like I even like icing. I like freezing cold drinks.
You like your water cold too?
Water is different. Well, I like water room temperature.
Right.
Drinks. Sometimes this is my trick. I even freeze a juice, let it thaw out a little bit, and then drink it because you'll get all of the cough syrup.
Yeah, you gotta drink it then because if you don't, then it's gonna be a watery.
Right. That's why you drink
chunky mess.
Right. You drink it while it's in. But all right, this has been a quick episode of Reservations for One with my guy Mike Mills. You can follow me on Twitter at Bbillions. I mean, it's not even Twitter no more. X, whatever.
This shit is
follow
Twitter.
me on Twitter at Bbillions. You can follow me on Instagram at Sad Pit. Let them know where they can find you.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok at Flight, the number 1 _Mills. Flight, the number 1 _ Mills. You can also check out my podcast at Sports Chasers Podcast. We also have a website, sportschaserspodcast.net.
That's a fact. So what's the podcast about?
It's about sports,
Okay.
A different take. We try not to go into the prima donna shit. Like, he crashed his car and he was caught outside with, you know how they like the TMZ sports a little bit.
I mean, I heard it. I just wanted to just let other people know that maybe interested in sports. So And we coming for fantasy football. Fantasy football, we're gonna join some. We're gonna join the Saturday league. The Saturday fantasy football and basketball league will be up this year.
I made the playoffs last year in the Saturday league. I think.
I did, and I got spanked. I forgot who I had on my team, but I definitely got spanked. But I'm definitely taking all Jets player this year because the Jets winning the Super Bowl. But make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. Follow us both. And it's been an episode of Reservations for One with Bills. I am out.